भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुल्लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत्. Today we will be going through the verse from first canto, 5th chapter, 13th verse. Very wonderful. Ato mahabhaga bhavan mamoghatruk Suchishrava satyarato dhrutavratah Urukramasyakhilabandhamuktaye Samadhinanusmaratatvichestitam Ato mahabhaga bhavanamogadhruk Suchishrava satyarato dhrutavratah Urukramasyakhilabandhamuktaye Samadhinanusmaratatvichestitam. If anyone wants to repeat, you can repeat now. Ato mahabhaga bhavanamoghatruk
Ato mahabhaga bhavanamoghatruk
Shuchishrava satyarato dhrutavratah
Shuchi Shrava Satyarato Drutavratah
Urukramasyakhilabandhamuktaye
Urukramasya Akhila Bandha Muktaye
Samadhinanusmaratatvichestitam
Samadhinanasu na Nusmara Tadvichestitham
Samadhinanusmaratatvichestitam.
Samadhina Nusmara Tadvichestitham.
Very nice. Word to word translation. Atho, therefore, Mahabhaga, highly fortunate, Bhavan, yourself, Amoghatruk, the perfect seer, Shuchi, spotless, Shrava, famous, Satyarataha, having taken the vow of truthfulness, Dhritavrataha, fixed in spiritual qualities, Urukramasya, of the one who performs supernatural activities, God, Akhila, universal, Bandha, bondage, Muktaye, for liberation from, Samadhina, by trance, Anusmara, think repeatedly and then describe them, Tat Vichestitam, various pastimes of the Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Vyasadeva, your vision is completely perfect. Your good fame is spotless. You are firm in vow and situated in truthfulness. And thus you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for the liberation of the people in general from all material bondage. Purport. People in general have a taste for literatures by instinct. They want to hear and read from the authorities something about the unknown. But their taste is exploited by unfortunate literatures which are full of subject matter for satisfaction of the material senses. Such literatures contain different kinds of mundane poems and philosophical speculations more or less under the influence of Maya, ending in sense gratification. These literatures, although worthless in the true sense of the term, are variously decorated to attract the attention of the less intelligent men. Thus, the attracted living entities are more and more entangled in material bondage without hope of liberation for thousands and thousands of generations. Sri Narad Rishi, being the best amongst the Vaishnavas, is compassionate towards such unfortunate victims of worthless literatures, and thus he advises Sri Vyasadeva to compose transcendental literature which is not only attractive but can also actually bring liberation from all kinds of bondage. Srila Vyasadeva or his representatives are qualified because they are rightly trained to see things in true perspective. Srila Vyasadeva and his representatives are pure in thought due to their spiritual enlightenment, fixed in their vows due to their devotional service, and determined to deliver the fallen souls rotting in material activities. The fallen souls are very eager to receive novel informations every day, and the transcendentalists like Vyasadeva or Narada can supply such eager people in general with unlimited news from the spiritual world. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the material world is only a part of the whole creation, and that this earth is only a fragment of the whole material world. There are thousands and thousands of literary men all over the world, and they have created many, many thousands of literary works for the information of the people in general for thousands and thousands of years. Unfortunately, none of them have brought peace and tranquility on the earth. This is due to spiritual vacuum in those literatures. Therefore, the Vedic literatures, especially the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, are specifically recommended to suffering humanity to bring about the desired effect of liberation from the pangs of material civilization, which is eating the vital part of human energy. The Bhagavad Gita is the spoken message of the Lord Himself recorded by Vyasadeva, and the Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental narration of the activities of the same Lord Krishna, which alone can satisfy the hankering desires of the living being for eternal peace and liberation from miseries. Srimad Bhagavatam, therefore, is meant for all the living beings all over the universe for total liberation from all kinds of material bondage. Such transcendental narrations of the pastimes of the Lord can be described only by liberated souls like Vyasadeva and his bona fide representatives who are completely merged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Only to such devotees do the pastimes of the Lord and their transcendental nature become automatically manifest by dint of devotional service. No one else can either know or describe the acts of the Lord, even if they speculate on the subject for many, many years. The descriptions of the Bhagavatam are so precise and accurate that whatever has been predicted in this great literature about 5000 years ago is now exactly happening. Therefore, the vision of the author comprehends past, present, and future. Such liberated persons as Vyasadeva are perfect not only by the power of vision and wisdom, but also in oral reception, in thinking, feeling, and all other sense activities. A liberated person possesses perfect senses, and with perfect senses, only one can once serve the sense proprietor, Rishikesha, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam, therefore, is the perfect description of the all perfect personality of Godhead by the all perfect personality Srila Vyasadeva, the compiler of the Vedas. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्दा श्री अद्वैतगदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्दा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Today verse is also very important verse and very practical that we can connect to our day-to-day lives. Let's see. Here, what is most appreciable is Srila Narad Muni's compassion on Srila Vyasadeva and also whole humanity. Why? Because humanity is suffering a lot with the allurements of Maya. And they are thinking that that is the real happiness, that is the real joy, and no one is there to tell them, no, this is not the real happiness. You There is something much higher than this, which is eternal. So nobody is there to tell. That's why they are in that allurement of Maya. They are suffering in so-called happiness miseries, happiness business. So it is like the material world is described like a big ocean, Bhavasagara, and the living entities are tossed up and down, up and down. Up means like happiness, down means like the tides, if you see in the evening time, they rise so high and they will go down fast. So in the same way, people are also tossed in the Maya, in that so-called happiness distress, and the jiva is becoming so restless in this bhavasagara, and he has no clue to come out of this also. The incessant tossing of the material world, they are totally stuck up and they are not able to come out of that. And they are not able to remain peaceful. They are not able to drag to the shore by someone. That's the reason the great acharyas like Sri Narada Muni wanted to show his compassion through his disciple Vyasadeva. Okay, how is it connected to us means sometimes we are doing everything correct. Even in the spiritual path also, we are working hard, we are doing sadhana, we are chanting our 16 rounds, following four regulative principles. So when we are in the neophyte stage, we will have something missing. We will be sad, we are not knowing why, or sometimes when we are having some difficulties in our daily life, we will become despondent, and we are not knowing how to overcome that situation. So in that period, here the situation is showing that we should always be under the shelter of a Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru, because they are the real well wisher. They don't expect anything from us, and they want to keep us happy. They want to do the real benefit to us, provided we should take their guidance and try to follow as it is, because they are there to help you. If you are not having trust upon them or submissiveness upon them, we are the losers. Here, in the same way, here Narada Muni is the Trikala, Trikalagna, and he can travel. He is a liberated soul, and he is a Siddha Purusha, and he could understand his disciples' mental condition, and he immediately appeared in the scene. And immediately when he appeared, he understood the problem of Vyasadeva. He did something, he did not do what he has to do, and he did which he is not supposed to do, Vyasadeva. So Narada Muni understand the situation, and see how nicely Narada Muni is handling the situation. He did not jump straight away and corrected. Oh, you fool! You did not do what you are supposed to do, but you did all which is not necessary. He did not chastise. He did not correct. And from this, what lesson we can learn is, if we are want to suggest someone, if we want to correct someone, we should not straight away correct that person. We should not away, suppose many of you are in the preaching position. If you want to correct someone or if you want to teach someone, you should not straight away come to the point. You should use the technique like sandwich technology. What is that sandwich technique? You have to first glorify the person. See, you are a nice person, whatever, you are very intelligent, you are very smart. And you have to glorify at least 10, 12 of his qualities, and then you have to bring softly. See, what is missing here is, if you don't mind, I want to say something here. What is missing is so and so, and then again you have to say, if you see that everything else is amazing, only this is the missing point, again you have to glorify, again you have to appreciate. This is the sandwich technique. When you are doing like that, no matter what is the level of the devotee, they will accept the correction or suggestion. That's what here Narada Muni is saying. What is the missing point in Vyasadeva literary work? He wrote all the Vedas, but he did not glorify Krishna, because if glorification of Krishna is there, that is enough, no need of this much confusion. Whereas what Vyasadeva wrote, he wrote that you have to do dharma, you have to earn artha, you have to earn money, and then you can first satisfy your senses, that is kama, and then you can attain the moksha. So dharma, artha, kama, moksha he explained in all the Vedas. But those are all not necessary. When we are enough glorifying Krishna, that itself is the byproduct is moksha only. You don't need to specifically endeavor for moksha. Moksha will automatically come. That missing point he was explaining using this sandwich technique. How he is explaining, now you see that. What he is saying, oh Vyasdeva, your vision is completely perfect. Your good fame is spotless. You are firm in woe and situated in truthfulness. And he was glorifying. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 points he glorified. And then he is suggesting, you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for the liberation of the people in general from all material bondage. Now he is suggesting, he is suggesting, Hare Krishna, 1 minute. He is suggesting you focus on the pastimes of the Lord, for the liberation of the people, for the benefit of the people, real benefit of the people. So he is bringing Vyasadeva to the main point. Not all these via steps, via route. Just take the direct path. If you give the enough glorification of the Supreme Lord, that is the ultimate benefit for everyone. Like that, he gave the suggestion to Vyasadeva. And from the beautiful purport of Srila Prabhupada, it is nicely explained. Everyone is interested in reading literature. In whole mankind, whole humanity, they, because everyone is having this natural quality like jignasa, means inquisitiveness. What is going on in around the world? What is going on in celebrities' life? What is going on in other person's life? So they are so much inquisitive of others' life, which is unknown to them. It is general tendency. But and for that, to satisfy that inquisitiveness, what they are doing, they go to the newspapers, they read the magazines, and they are spending through their iPhones all the time to quench the thirst of inquisitiveness. But here, Srila Prabhupada is nicely explaining that all that mundane poems or mundane literatures will not bring peace and tranquility in the society. Why? What's the reason? Because there is a spiritual vacuum, because there is no spiritual information. For example, right now, so much of news is going on about the Trump activities, about what is going on, what are the action, what are the activities, what are the decisions of Trump that he has been taken. So they are spending hours in reading that news, in discussing that news, in meditation upon that mundane news. So what is happening is, ultimately there is no peace and there is no tranquility. So what we should understand is, Always when we are reading anything, we should understand, we should focus on three aspects. Are we going to change any situation in the current world? First, number one. Number two, are we, can we stop the impact on you because of that decision or situation? And point number three, is it going to be beneficiary to me or others by reading this literature, by reading that magazine, by reading that news? Then, if you get any yes for these three questions, out of these three questions, any yes, you can read. But for sure, you will not get any yes. Suppose, taking the current situation, there is a Ukraine war. Are you going to change the situation by reading this newspaper? By reading this news? No. And are you going to stop the impact upon you? So, suppose there is a war, and because of that, oil prices are increasing in US. Or some situation is, can you stop that impact on you? Are you going to reduce the price for the oil or gas? No. So you cannot change the situation, you cannot stop the impact on you. And third point, by reading this, by discussing with others, is there any benefit for you or the person who is discussing with you? No. So then what's the use of spending time? And when we ask this, what is the answer we are getting? Awareness. We should be aware of current situation. Awareness is not wrong, but consciousness is the wrong. In the name of awareness, you are consistently meditating upon that, and you are spoiling your entire consciousness. And because of that, you are losing peace and tranquility. It will raise the blood pressure. It is not good for your mental health or physical health or spiritual health. Whereas, in the same situation, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see, can you change the situation? Same 3 points we will discuss. Can you change the situation? You cannot change the situation, but because you are engaged in leading Krishna Katha, you are taking association of Krishna, Krishna will change the situation. What is the proof? If you see Mahabharata, Pandavas took complete shelter of Krishna. And if you see Vrindavan Dham, the Vrajavasis took complete shelter of Krishna. They are not scared of any situation. And because of that, in the Mahabharat war, when the enemies are aggressively fighting, Krishna thought that I want to give a pass. My Pandavas, my devotees are very tired. So what he did is, before the sunset itself, he changed the whole situation as if the enemies thought that the sun is already set. Immediately they dropped the weapons. And thus Pandavas are saved. Krishna changed the entire situation. And the second question, can you stop the impact on you? Exactly, you can stop. Because of that, because they have complete faith on Krishna, the Vrajavasis or Pandavas, they are always remain peaceful. They are never fearful. Always they are fearless. And voluntarily, of course, we should not imitate, when the Aghasura demon is there, as if he is like opening his mouth, as if it is looking like a mountain. And some of the Vrajavasis, they are thinking something fishy. It is not a natural mountain. It seems to be some demon. But the other Vrajavasis, the coward boys, what they said, it's okay. Krishna will take care. Let's go and play in that mountain. In that cave. Sorry, not mountain, cave. And also Pandavas, even though there is a constant danger from the enemies, they were not at all fearful. Rather, even though you don't fight Krishna, you be with us. So always they want to take shelter of Krishna. That's why they are always, they could remain peaceful. That means there is no impact of the danger upon us. Even in nowadays also, not only exalted devotees like Pandavas and Brajvasis. In the Ukraine war is there, and even in the current situation also. Have you ever seen devotees so much fearful of the current social politics? No, they are regularly doing their sadhana, they are regularly doing Mangalarati, they are reading the scriptures, they are preaching, they are engaged in all their spiritual activities. They are not sitting and lamenting. What will happen? What will happen? No, peacefully, Krishna will take care. Krishna is bigger than the Trump. Krishna is bigger than any social commander. Huh? And when the Ukraine war was going on, neither the Rishya devotees nor the what is the Ukraine? No, yeah. Neither of these two region devotees were fearful. They were doing in that situation also Mangalarati. They were taking care of devotees, even in the Bangladesh also. When there was a huge disturbance were going on, their only mental tension is to take care of the deities, not their about their lives. And in Sri Rangam also, when the invaders are destroying the temple and the deities, the tension for the deities is not about their lives, to take care of the deities. And in Vrindavan also, when Aurangzeb was destroying whole Vraj temples and deities, they moved to the Jaipur. So devotees are always peaceful, but they are anxious about Krishna. Like a Mother Yashoda is always anxious about Krishna. He may step on the thorn, he may step on the pebbles. So they are always conscious of Krishna. They are not conscious of mundane activities. In that way, the impact of the danger will not be there on the devotee. And third point is how it is going to benefit for one and the others. So when we are Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kadayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanticha Ramanticha. So when the devotees are discussing about the wonderful activities and pastimes of Krishna, they always remain tushyanticha ramanticha. Their bliss will increase, and they always remain satisfied. And finally, what is the ultimate benefit? Janma karma che me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna. So when we understand the activities, appearance of the Supreme Lord, transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord, we will not take birth again in this material world, and we will liberate. We will go back to Krishna. Not liberation means not like a normal liberations like Sahitya Mukti, but ultimately we will go back to Krishna. We will remain eternally with Krishna, and we can be eternally happy. So how we can understand all these means through the guidance of the spiritual master. When we are under the guidance of the spiritual master, we will be constantly reminded uh, to be in Krishna consciousness, not in material consciousness, in the name of awareness. So, whatever the situation is, never stop reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, so that you will get all the benefits. You will be always remain peaceful. And Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto is saying that Sarva Vedanta Saram hi Srimad Bhagavatam ichyate Tatra Samrita Truptasya Nanyatrasya Drati Kvachit. So whoever understand the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam and read that literature, Nanyatrasya Drati Kvachit, you will not have interest in reading any mundane literature, because this literature will give unlimited new information, which is very very beneficial for everyone. Because material world, earthly planet and material world is only one fourth, remaining three fourth is the spiritual world. So the one fourth information is very very little, and in that one fourth also the earth is very small portion. In the material world there are 14 planetary systems, and earth is very small. In the earth itself, if you are attached to the information, that information is very very insignificant compared to the vast information of the spiritual world. So that is more interesting. Only thing is we have to Start opening the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. You will get unlimited new information, very interesting, very beneficiary. So let's spend more and more and more time in reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Then you will understand the real essence, real cream uh, of information, which is much, much tastier, which is nectarian than any other mundane literature. Okay, with this, we will stop here. If you have any questions or comments, you can ask. Okay, if there are no questions or comments, we will stop here. We'll pause here by chanting the prayers for Lord Nrsimhadev for his protection upon all the devotees of the ISKCON Somerset and all over the world. उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्. Narsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas who are like the desired-trees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnav Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is the ultimate mantra and Yuga Dharma of this Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. हरे कृष्णा. See you all tomorrow.
Hare